Hey Sagittarius, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Sagittarius. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. So before we jump into your tarot, I want to look at the card that came out for you in the intro. So this was the card that just happened to be at the top of the deck, and let's talk about this energy here. You had the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is eager. I feel like the Page of Swords is really excited and eager to learn more about a situation, eager to gather more information or to communicate more about something. So this could be someone who's really anxious to speak with you, to connect with you. Someone who's really anxious to get to know a little bit more about you, to get to know you on a deeper level. This could be kind of where this Page of Swords energy is coming from. I also pick up on a lot of communication here. So this could be, again, in the sense of wanting to get to know you better, wanting to communicate with you more. But for some of you, this could be a desire to communicate after a period of separation. And the fact that this is showing up as a page might mean that this person is a little bit, I'll say apprehensive, but it's like eager and apprehensive. They might be, they might feel a little immature in their approach, or they might feel a little bit scared or timid being a page. But because this is Swords energy, there's still some sort of drive, some sort of push for them to communicate or to find out more. So there is a desire here to move forward and to communicate. We'll see what type of energy this is, because the page energy can be interpreted as immature energy. So this could be an immature approach, or the desire to communicate when there's not much chance of that happening. So we'll look at this a little bit more. I just heard for some of you, you might have cut this person off. So that might be a little bit about why this is the energy they're finding themselves in as the page. They might be feeling a little like they're not equipped, or like they are not, like they won't have success trying to approach you or trying to communicate with you. So if that is the case, if the communication's been cut off and that was on your part, or you've held that separation in place, that could be why this person's showing up as a page. But in general, I would say they're very eager and want to know more, or want to clarify a situation here. So let's look at your tarot and find out how this person is viewing this connection. How are they feeling about this connection right now? We have the King of Cups in reverse. Oh, wow. I had to take a deep breath when I saw that. I feel almost overwhelmed. I feel like this person might be overwhelmed because that's the King of Cups. This could be emotional overwhelm that this person is feeling. Wow. Okay. We have the Nine of Swords. Worry, anxiety, late nights. I feel like this person might be having trouble sleeping. We have the Emperor here. The Six of Wands. Wow. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. The Two of Swords. I was just about to say that I feel like there's a split decision, or there's very opposing energies here. And then we had the Two of Swords come out, which can talk about making a decision. Maybe even sometimes being very confused about what decision we want to make. And a lot of times the Two of Swords represents a head versus heart issue. So I feel like that might be the case here, because we have a decent amount of Swords energy here, including the Nine of Swords, which is a card of worry. It's a card of a lot of anxious thoughts. Even sometimes some grief, so replaying things over in our heads, replaying events, replaying what we've said. So this person is in their head a lot about this connection. When they think about this connection, they're lost in their thoughts about it. They are contemplating how to approach it. They're not sure if they should go this way or if they should go that way, and they kind of turn over all of the options, all the decisions in their head. And there's this feeling of being overwhelmed by emotion here. Almost like a feeling of not being able to think clearly because of emotion. So this person might feel like they aren't able to use their logical side, or they aren't able to tap into this feeling of being reasonable, being stable, being level-headed. I feel like is how this is coming across. They aren't as able to be level-headed because their emotions have gotten into the way. And it's hard for me to even say that, because looking at this, I feel that their emotions are probably more spot on than any of the worries that are going through their head. But it feels to me like they're viewing these emotions as something that gets in the way, something that makes them feel untethered, unbalanced, and just kind of like out there. And it's causing a lot of worry for them. It's almost like these emotions are just swirling around inside of them, and there's no clear place for them to go. There's no clear place for them to be expressed. The fact that that's coming out, I feel like there might be, for some of you, a situation where maybe you did cut this person off, or maybe communication has been lost because it feels like there's a swirl of emotions and not a real outlet. Now, this can also happen when somebody's just holding their feelings in, when they aren't communicating as much as they should about their emotions, or they're trying to downplay what they're feeling on an emotional level because it doesn't make logical sense to them. That can be another reason that we see this King of Cups in reverse and this Nine of Swords. It's like the emotions are really bothering them. They're really worrying them. It's really on their mind a lot. And they're trying to make logical sense out of it, to the point that they lose sleep, to the point that they've got this playing in their mind all the time. But it's almost like it doesn't do them any good to be in their head like this until they get the emotions figured out. But they want to put, trying to logically sort this out, they want to put that ahead of diving into these emotions. Now, with this Emperor energy and the Six of Wands, I feel like there's this desire for this person to take charge in some way in regards to this connection. And I don't know if that means that they want to move towards you. And if they do, there's a heavy emphasis on communication. We even were looking at the Page of Swords, when the card that was at the top of the deck. So at the very beginning of your reading, we were looking through that energy. So this was even this cerebral and this communication energy was coming out right from the beginning. So this might be that this person wants to take charge and move towards you and communicate something. I feel like they don't feel confident in communicating their emotions. So there might be kind of the tendency for them to talk to you about something else, not come out with the emotional issue at first. So they might kind of beat around the bush a little bit, or they might never get there. This might be someone who, if they do contact you, they don't really tell you the true reason for why they contacted you, or the true emotion behind their desire to reach out. But there's this feeling of them wanting to take charge, them wanting to move forward with this Emperor energy, wanting to take the lead. So there's this, it's very interesting here. I don't know. For some of you, this person really wants to step up and take the lead. And for others of you, this person views themselves as the leader in this connection. They might view themselves as the person who put in the effort, or the person who put themselves out there in some way. There's even maybe a feeling of being burned here when they think about this connection. This is very interesting energy, because I feel like for some of you, this person might feel that they opened up, that they exposed themselves in a way that made them feel vulnerable, and that somehow this has landed them in a position of stress or worry and anxiety. It might have just made them feel uncomfortable. But there is this feeling for them to step into this leadership role, to take charge. This could be moving towards you. There's this feeling of wanting a victory here, wanting a win, wanting the communication to open up, wanting the conversation to go well, and needing to make some sort of choice or decision here. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a choice or decision about how to tap into this King of Cups energy, how to become more emotionally balanced. I feel like this person's in a place of, when they think about this connection, they think, Am I going to become this emotional person, or am I going to get back to that place of emotion and get out of my head? Or am I going to stay trying to logically reason this? And which one is going to get me the victory? Which one is going to put me in this position where I feel like I'm in control of what's happening here? I feel like this person wants to feel in control when it comes to this connection. The Emperor in the upright and the King of Cups in reverse. Their emotions make them feel like they're not in control. But the place they'd want to be is here in this Emperor energy. They want to be in this forward moving energy. Aries energy here. Yeah. It's really interesting. For a lot of you, there's some worry here. There's some worry that something might have gone wrong, that something wasn't communicated, that something wasn't expressed. Worry that they didn't take the lead, that they didn't step up when they should have. And two totally different approaches I'm seeing. This approach where they're heavily in their thoughts about this versus this approach where they're heavily in their heart, where they're pursuing their emotional needs and they're honestly these kind of passionate feelings that they have for you. Emperor, Six of Wands. Yeah, there's a passionate feeling here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy here. Yeah. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy here. A lot of mental energy. Let's look at how this person is feeling about you specifically. How are they feeling about you? Because in terms of this connection, this person seems like there's deep emotions here, and like those emotions might scare them a little bit, and they might make them feel out of control, out of their depth. And it's like there might be some regret here, some regret about not expressing some of that. And the King of Pentacles in reverse. And let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Ace of Wands. Wow. I feel like for a lot of you, this person does have a lot of regrets, and it has to do with being in that King of Cups energy in reverse. They feel like they didn't necessarily communicate accurately about their emotions. That communicating about emotions is not necessarily the easiest thing for them. So much energy in reverse here, and I feel like what's happening here is that this person wants to make sure that any step that they take towards you is a step in the right direction. They want to make sure that they do the right things, that they say the right things, that they don't give you the wrong idea or the wrong impression about what their intentions are. And there's a lot of energy of wanting something new, wanting something passionate here. Very interesting. What's really catching my attention here is this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, because this is a card that talks a lot about hard work. So in the upright, I would think that this person wants to devote a lot of work to this connection, or that they see you putting in a lot of work and they appreciate that. What's so interesting about this card in reverse is one way that we can interpret this is repair work. So this is work that we put in that is not necessarily preemptive or before we have a problem. This could be work that we put in after there's a problem and there's something that needs to be repaired. So I think that for some of you, this person wants to kind of fix a mistake that they made, or repair this connection between the two of you, reestablish this connection. I'm seeing a lot of distance here for a lot of you. The Three of Cups in reverse. The Three of Cups can talk about celebrating and coming together. And in its reverse position, I'm seeing that for a lot of you, there is a separation here. And this can be a separation because this was a breakup. This can also be the sort of separation that happens before a connection comes into existence. So this could be that there is a distance between the two of you, and this person really wants to close this gap. it feels like they want to move slowly about this with this Knight of Pentacles. They want to close this gap, but they want to make sure that they do it right. So whatever mistake they made in the past, they don't want to make it again. And this can even be past relationships. If they have made mistakes in the past, if they've rushed into things, if they have not been as emotionally available as they wanted to be, they don't want to make those mistakes again. The Knight of Pentacles is very thoughtful about what steps he takes. And I feel like that's the energy that they are moving towards you with. Very thoughtful energy. Yeah, with this King of Pentacles. Why is this King of Pentacles in reverse? That's what I want to know. Because I feel like this person's very careful about how they approach you, but at the same time, they're doubting themselves. They're doubting themselves about what they can provide. They're doubting whether they can repair this. For some of you, because this is so central, I think for a lot of you, there is something that might need to be repaired. There might need to be a conversation had that clarifies things. Let's see about this King of Pentacles. Why is this King of Pentacles in reverse? Why is this King of Pentacles in reverse? Temperance. Yeah. Yeah, there's the need for balance and for patience here. There's a need for self-control here. I feel like this person kind of sees you as someone who they want to move toward, they want to rush toward. That might be why these emotions feel so destabilizing for them. It feels so much like it has kind of thrown them off their course, and they want to prioritize being more logical about this. And so there is kind of this balance between like the logic and the emotion. There's also a balance here. If you look at these cups, there's fire coming out of one, maybe water coming out of the other. That could be air. But I feel like there's this need to balance the passion with the emotion, balance the logic with the emotional overwhelm. And it's like they might doubt whether they can do this, doubting that stability, doubting that King of Pentacles energy. Yes, Sagittarius energy with that Temperance card too. I feel like this person wants to rush and they want to go slow at the same time, and they want to be emotional and they want to be logical at the same time. And so it's a little bit hard, but it's like you're inspiring all of these emotions in them. The Ace of Wands, there's kind of this newness that they want to pursue with you. There's this passion that they want to pursue with you. There's more that they want to see, and it's like they want to do the repair work either to this connection or to themselves, because honestly this might be something that they've recognized they need to kind of work on, balancing out those emotions, taking charge and taking the lead, and being able to communicate what they want, being able to like kind of find this victory. It's like there's this part of them that wants to overcome this challenge. They want to repair what might have been broken in this connection, or what they're viewing as broken in them. King of Cups. Yeah. I want to look at this Ace of Wands as well. What is this Ace of Wands for? Oh, okay. Okay. Came out kind of to the side. I feel like this is in reverse. This is the Nine of Wands. So again, this energy of passion. But the Nine of Wands talks about maintaining boundaries. And this card, it came out sideways, but I'm pretty sure this is kind of reversed energy. This is about letting go of those boundaries and pursuing this newness with you, pursuing this this idea, this dream, this kind of passion that has the only word that's coming to mind is erupted inside of them, which is very odd, but it's like giving me obviously like volcano imagery, and we've got this fiery energy. So it could be that these feelings and this emotion felt like it came on really strong and really fast for this person and was overwhelming, like we were talking about before. Because a volcano, it's kind of it's a sudden thing. It's a sudden eruption. I'm going to clarify this Three of Cups as well. Why is this person the Chariot? There's this desire to move forward. There's this desire to progress. Again, with that Emperor energy, Cancer energy with this. They see the potential. They see this connection, this way that they want to celebrate with you. They see the support here. They see a lot in this connection. Actually, they see a lot in this connection. There's this desire to progress, and there's this feeling of it's not there yet, or like the celebration can't happen yet. We're not quite there yet. Something needs to be fixed. Something needs to be repaired. Something needs to change. For some of you, this is something in their life, something totally independently their issue that they need to fix. And for some of you, this is something that happened between the two of you. Something that happened between the two of you that they feel like needs to be repaired. Very, very interesting energy here. Let me see if I can get the deck that I wanted to use. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry guys. I just realized that like a couple of the decks that I wanted to use are not within reach because I moved them. So gather everything. Let's look deeper into this energy. How is this person currently... Oh, we got the Truth card. I feel like this person doesn't really want to ignore the truth anymore, and this comes back to this King of Cups energy. They don't want to ignore what they're feeling. They want the truth to come out. They want to communicate the truth. They want to communicate what's worrying them, what's bothering them, what their concerns are, their desire to move forward, or this passionate energy that they're feeling. But there's something... maybe a little held back, or there's some worry here. There might even be a lack of communication, like we've been talking about. All this Swords energy here, but they're really in their head about it. And it's like in their head, they're turning around the truth. They're trying to get in touch with their feelings and make sense out of them. But in terms of speaking up about all of that, it feels like this is a desire on their part. We're going to look a little bit deeper. I'm going to use this tarot deck. I kind of use this deck as an oracle deck sometimes, so we're going to pull you a card out of this deck and see. Okay, where did the card go? It slipped out of my hand. Okay. The Queen of Flutes. That's the Queen of Cups, the caregiver. Wow, that's emotional truth. So we have the Queen of Cups here, the King of Cups in reverse. So I'm getting like counterpart energy here with that. First of all, it does feel like potentially this masculine energy here, which the person doesn't have to be male, but potentially that masculine energy there is not as in touch with their emotions, because we have the Queen of Cups coming out here as this nurturing figure. And I feel like in some way, this person is kind of viewing this as a form of nurturing or self-care to actually get in touch with their emotions enough to tap into this truth. It almost feels like they're realizing that denying any deeper feelings or not communicating about their deeper feelings or their true emotional feelings and needs is almost like holding them back. And they want to nurture their own heart. They want to nurture your heart. It just feels like they're starting to realize that they're doing themselves a disservice here if they don't tap into and if they don't allow themselves to fully realize that truth. I feel like this is about understanding and accepting the truth for themselves. That's kind of how it's coming through. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. There's something that needs to change here. There's something that they want to repair and something that they're viewing as like an opportunity. The interesting thing about this energy as it's unfolding is it's feeling like it's to them like this is appearing more oh, how can I say this? It's almost like they're realizing in what way, and maybe I did say this, in what way they're doing themselves a disservice, because it does feel like they're recognizing they would be more connected, that life would be more fun if these emotions were fully expressed, if they were fully realized. And this is kind of like doing this dance with you, being in this place of connectivity, being in this place of love and of nurturing. It requires acknowledgement of the truth. It requires them to really get in touch with how they are feeling first and foremost. And it just feels like this is seeming like an appealing energy to them. I'm going to pull a couple more oracle cards. And see what this energy is about. Oh, that flipped right over. We have doubt. Yeah. I feel like it's the doubt that caused them to be in this King of Cups energy in the first place. There's kind of this doubt whether they'll be able to be everything that you need, whether you can accept their truth, if they should express their emotions on this deep level. There's a little bit of apprehension around that. I feel like this person kind of feels like they've been holding back a lot, and that's where this Nine of Swords energy is coming from. They don't really want to hold that back anymore, but there's this doubtful feeling about if it'll work out if they express all of it. If they kind of sink into that, what will happen? Yeah, there's definitely this feeling of not wanting to avoid this truth anymore. Even if this is about something that they did to damage this connection, they don't want to avoid the truth of what has taken place here. Let's see. What are their current feelings? Harmony and resolution. That's that same energy of dance with life. They want to bring harmony to this situation. If there's something that needs to be repaired, they want to fix it. They want to just be in this place of balance, of this place of, like this card shows, this dance with life, opening up, being more emotionally available. And they want to find that balance and harmony with you. There is a little bit of doubt here. I can't deny that, but overwhelmingly, this energy is very positive. It's a very hopeful energy. It's the energy of, like, I know this could be good if only these changes could be made, if only this could be fixed, if only I could balance this out a little bit more. There's kind of that feeling. There is worry here. There's worry and anxiety. It's the doubt about being accepted, about having their truth accepted, about being wanted, about this working out. There's the doubt there. And that does worry them. So I have this deck here just to see if we can get some more messages. And I wasn't really even sure if I was going to use it in reading one, but I did. And I'm feeling the same way. I'm feeling like, let's see what messages we can get from this person, how they are currently feeling. We have the Rival. So they chose someone else over you. And though it wasn't what they wanted, they thought it was the right thing to do. We were talking about decisions here, so there could have been a bad decision. This could be a third-party type of situation for some of you. For others of you, it doesn't have to be another person that they chose. It could even be, in some cases, themselves, if they chose to protect themselves, to bury their feelings, like we have with this King of Cups energy. It could be that they kind of, they picked their own selfish needs, or they picked protecting themselves over nourishing and nurturing this connection. And this could also mean that they picked something else in their life, not necessarily another person, but they prioritized something else over this connection. Love is a fire, so you set their heart on fire. Yes, that is, where did we have it? This Ace of Wands energy, that's what that's about. That's what that's about. There's a lot of passion here. Yeah, an undeniable connection. An undeniable connection is what that card says. That's what I'm feeling here. The truth. Because there's something that's undeniable about this. So they do want to uncover the truth. And I feel really strongly for a lot of you, although I think there's a truth that this person wants to reveal to you, I think that for the most part, they really want to come to terms with this truth for themselves. They really want to allow themselves to feel everything and to not worry so much. Divine intervention. So they're experiencing mini tower moments in their life. Yes. And it's helped them to gain clarity. Yes. Absolutely. Back and forth. They're trying to make sense of this connection, but their emotions swing back and forth between two extremes. Yes. Total confirmation on some of the messages I was receiving before, and I am so thankful for that, because yes, right from the beginning, it's like there's something there is kind of this back and forth. There is this feeling of I want to take charge and I know what to do and I want to win. Like I really need this to work. I really want this victory. And then at the same time, there's this feeling of, but these emotions, it's too much. I can't make sense of them. So yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of passion and emotion here, but it feels like it confuses this person. This person might go hot and cold on you. This person might kind of be in and then out. And there's this feeling of just confusion here for them. I really feel like this person's getting in touch with their emotions, and they're starting to see how this connection was divinely guided, or what lessons they're learning from this. They're starting to gain more clarity about that. They're starting to realize that they can't really run from those emotions, because divine intervention is going to be at play here. And I feel like because they're so close to being able to kind of turn this King of Cups energy in the upright position, it's like Spirit's not letting up is kind of the feeling I'm getting. And that's part of why this person is realizing that it's actually better for them to be in this energy where they are fully exploring and fully even communicating about some of these emotions that they're feeling. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really hope this reading was helpful for you. If it was, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you really soon in another reading. Bye.